Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech with Deepak. Today we will review about Tata Harrier car. Prices for the Harrier range between 15 rupees lakh and 24.07 rupees lakh, ex-showroom Delhi. The newly introduced red dark edition of the SUV is priced from 21.77 rupees lakh, ex-showroom Delhi, onwards. Variants. It is offered in 6 broad trims, XE, XM, XMS, XT+, XZ, and XZ+. The dark and the new red dark editions are only offered on the top trim. Seating capacity, Harrier can seat up to 5 passengers. Engine and transmission, Tata has equipped the SUV with a 2-liter diesel engine, 170 PS/350 Nm, mated to either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter. Features. Its list of features comprises a 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, a 7-inch digital driver's display, a 6-way power-adjustable driver seat with memory and welcome function, a panoramic sunroof, wireless phone charging and rain-sensing wipers. Safety. On the safety front, it gets up to 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, electronic stability program, standard across all variants, a 360-degree camera, hill hold and hill descent control. It now also features advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS, functionalities like forward collision warning, auto emergency braking and blind spot detection. Rivals. Tata Harrier locks horns with the Mahindra XUV 700, MG Hector and Jeep Compass, as well as the top-spec variants of the Hyundai Creta and Kia Seltos. Tata Harrier EV 2024, the all-electric version of the Tata Harrier, the Harrier EV, was showcased at the Auto Expo 2023. Exterior. In addition to offering newer 17-inch alloy wheels, what was arguably the only chink in its unique design, Tata has given the Harrier little tweaks. There's a rather intense shade of red on offer now that brings out the Harrier's size, and a few tasteful dabs of chrome on the front and rear bumpers. Do note, though, that the chrome is an optional extra as an accessory pack. Owing to feedback from existing owners, Tata has trimmed the size of the blind spot, causing outside rear view mirrors too. Interior. But the biggest change is something you'd appreciate once you're inside the cabin. Yep, with the 2020 update, the Harrier now gets a full-size panoramic sunroof. Reserved for the top-spec XC Plus variant, this gigantic slab of glass also gets a nifty rain-sensing close function. If you've left it open mistakenly while exiting the car, hitting lock on the remote key closes it. Very handy. Tata could have configured a global open function too, for the windows along with the sunroof, that would have proved helpful to let hot air out of the car. Nonetheless, there's now some added convenience for the driver in the form of a 6-way adjustable powered driver's seat, lumbar adjust is still manual, and there's an auto-dimming IRVM on offer too. Smaller updates come in the form of better accessibility for the USB and AUX ports at the front, and an additional USB port in the central armrest. We're happy to see that all USB ports support Quick Charge 3.0. The rest of the Harrier's cabin remains the same. This includes some well-thought-out features like an 8.8-inch touchscreen that now gets new themes, paired with a punchy JBL sound system, a 7-inch screen in the instrument cluster, cruise control and leatherette upholstery. That's pretty much all you'd want. But considering you will spend over 20 rupees lakh for the top-spec version, features like a tire pressure monitoring system, that's now available on the Nexon, rear sun blinds, a powered tailgate and ambient lighting would have been nice to have. There's no step up in cabin quality either, but the Harrier didn't need it to begin with. And, yes, the minor bugbears including that of the left knee fouling with the center console, front central armrest placed too far back and subpar video feed from the reverse parking camera remain. Expectedly, there's no change in how accommodating the Harrier's cabin and boot is either. It's still among the best 5-seater SUVs in terms of space. Performance. While no one really wished for more oomph from the FCA-sourced 2.0-liter diesel, Tata's gone ahead with it anyway. Torque output remains unchanged at 350 Nm, but power sees a sizable 30 PS jump. Claimed efficiency for the manual takes a negligible hit, 16.35 kmpl versus 16.70 kmpl of the BS4, whereas the automatic claims to deliver 14.63 kmpl. Now that the engine is BS6, it also has a 15-liter AdBlue tank. Note that the filler cap isn't next to the diesel cap like we've seen in other big diesels, it's tucked away under the boot floor. This urea solution keeps the emissions in check and needs to be replaced every 10,000 to 15,000 kilometers depending on how you use it. The tank should cost roughly 1,000 rupees to replenish every time. And in case you're wondering, if you run out of AdBlue, the car will not start since it will no longer meet the emission standards it's certified for. The car will give you a warning when there's about 3 liters left in the tank. That's anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers of driving for you to pay heed. Tata claims to have worked on lowering noise and vibration levels from the 4-cylinder engine, and it seems like they've succeeded, at least in the former. But don't go expecting a stark day and night difference here. The engine still gets vocal once you start pushing it past 3,000 RPM. Similarly, you'll still feel mild vibrations on the steering wheel and gear lever right from idle. It's reassuring that additional power hasn't brought along additional lag with it. And unless you're going full throttle in sports mode from a standstill, that gets you enjoyable torque steer, the additional 30 PS doesn't make its presence felt immediately. This engine remains quite easy to use inside the city too. For a car this size, the clutch feels the right weight. The gear action has been made softer too, an attribute that many city slickers are sure to appreciate. Speaking of the urban dwellers, the Hyundai-sourced 6-speed torque converter automatic has been long overdue. And paired with the Harrier's torquey engine, the transmission simply gets the job done. No unpleasant surprises anywhere, just an automatic gearbox doing what it's designed to do, take the fatigue away from the driver. Upshifts and downshifts remain smooth, at city speeds and out on the highway. Using the vehicle's drive modes, Eco, City and Sport, alters the response from the gearbox too. We found it the easiest to drive in Eco, given the engine's power delivery is smooth and consistent as you accelerate. There are no paddle shifters here, so you have to make do with manual mode. Nudge the gears selector lever to the left and Sports mode is engaged automatically. The gearbox holds on to the gears longer, and lets you overtake without thinking twice. Tata also claims to have made minor tweaks to the steering. And to their credit, yes, it does feel a lot more consistent than before. We'd still want a little more weight at high speeds, given how effortless the Harrier feels on the highway otherwise. The suspension too quietly soaks up the bumps and bad roads without disturbing its occupants. It carries forward its solid build and lengthy driver assistance feature list too. The top-spec XC Plus variant gets hill descent control, and 6 airbags. Tata's playing to its strength by offering ESP, traction control, hill hold and rollover mitigation as standard, along with the usual dual front airbags and ABS with EBD. Thumbs up. Specification of Tata Harrier. Array mileage 14.6 km per liter. Fuel type diesel. Engine displacement 1956 cubic centimeters. No of cylinder 4. Max power 167.67 bhp at 3750 rpm. Max torque 350 Nm at 1750-2500 rpm. Seating capacity 5. Transmission type automatic. Boot space 425 liters. Fuel tank capacity 50 liters. Body type SUV. It has available 7 color options. Tropical Mist. Bold Oberon Black. Calypso Red. Royale Blue. Orcus White. Daytona Gray. Oberon Black. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel.